With Bayut, find your next home. Browse from over 200,000 listings for rent and sale in the UAE. Download the app or visit Bayut.com.
So, time for us to look at, have a regular little look at all things property and real estate with the team from Bayut. And listen, we know that the market is booming at the moment. The demand out there is significant. With more and more demand, there comes a bit more of a buzz, and there's more buzz around the Northern Emirates. None more so than Ras Al Khaimah, which has been talked about a lot in recent times. We're going to have a look at what could be the next real estate gold rush. Let's get the thoughts then of the Director of Sales for Dubizzle and Bayut.
So Ras Al Khaimah has been really cashing in on all this buzz around real estate and how the market has been doing in the UAE over the last couple of years. And in recent times, we've seen a lot of uptick with regards to new developments and projects that are coming up in Ras Al Khaimah. Ras Al Khaimah has always had the it's known as the hub for holidays. You make your holiday home there, you go for a little vacation, staycation. But I think as more and more people are making way to the UAE to make it their permanent home, Ras Al Khaimah is going to definitely benefit from the fact that, people will want to live in Dubai, work in Dubai, but they would want to have a little swanky holiday home up in Ras Al Khaimah.
So it's the potential for a little getaway for the weekend amongst others. I mean, talk to us about some of the developments or the projects, if you like, that have caught your eye. We know that there are several that are available already, but what's in the pipeline at the moment?
Great. Glad you asked that. One thing that I've noticed about Ras Al Khaimah in the last couple of months is that a lot of developers that have had huge success in other Emirates, like your Al Dar, like your Dubai Investment Property, Ellington Properties from here, they all are getting into joint ventures with the tried and tested developers from Ras Al Khaimah and are also independently going in there, making residential spaces to bring more style, more luxury, more oomph, if you call it, to the Ras Al Khaimah element and the Emirates. Now, another trend that's really picking up is the hospitality industry there. Of course, with the Wynn Resort, which is aiming to open its doors in 2027, I think a lot of other five-star hotels, chains, international brands have made way to Ras Al Khaimah. An interesting thing is that in the recent times, we've had about 19 hotel chains looking to make a resort-style living. Some are going after the Maldivian over-water villas. But what you see is that there's something for everybody. Marjan Island in particular is going to be the hospitality hub. Mina Al Arab is going to be your more laid-back, your residential-focused, upscale living style location in Ras Al Khaimah, where you can have a beautiful penthouse or a four-bed apartment overlooking the sea.
Big focus on hospitality, big focus on tourism. We know that Route Tourism work tirelessly and have done for many years to promote the Emirates around the world. That's paying dividends at the moment. 600,000 tourists in the first half of this year alone already, so beating their targets. What does a boom in tourism and investment into the tourism and infrastructure, is that good for property and for residents of Dubai and other Emirates looking to buy into Ras Al Khaimah?
Absolutely. When tourists come to a city or a land, they bring a fresh perspective. A lot of those end up investing and not if only to make it a holiday home, but to have some kind of investment here, which can further be used for their own personal use or be let out as a short-term holiday home rental, which is another market that's picking up in RAC. When you have so much international attention and tourists coming to a particular area and a location, automatically the demand goes up. With that comes the capital gains and the price appreciation of the property that you bought there. And that's what we've seen based on a report. Certain pockets in Ras Al Khaimah are projected to go up to 21% increase in price over the next 12 months. This is your Marjan Island and your Mina Al Arab, the two islands that I spoke about earlier. These are the places where international investors are coming to have a short-term stay, turning into a longer vacation, and probably buying a piece of land to claim for investment.
In terms of the sales that you're seeing or monitoring there at the moment, are they significant? I mean, there's no risk of us having missed the boat or missed the ship on this one at the moment. But I presume that in line with the fact that we're seeing a spike in tourism numbers, are we also seeing a spike in transactions and sales?
Certainly, if you look at the numbers of transactions for the last 3 months, we've observed that there is over 100% increase in transactions compared to same time last year. But the good news is that the prices are not yet in double digits price increase. They're still well below the 10% mark. If you're a first-time buyer, you don't want to put away a lot of money. For a 500K, you can have a studio in one of the recent developments that have been announced in the last couple of months by renowned developers. And that should fairly appreciate in the next couple of years as more and more people come to Ras Al Khaimah for tourism, for short break, or maybe just make that their permanent home.
What about the off-plan situation there at the moment? Yeah, we're seeing significant development in the hospitality sector, and you mentioned there the number of hotels opening in the next couple of years. If there is a demand growing for somewhere like Ras Al Khaimah, what's the sort of wait time, the leg time when it comes to off-plan investments there?
So most of the projects that have been recently announced are looking at a delivery of 2025, 26, some in 2027. Interesting thing to note is that a lot of projects are going into phase 2. Dana Bay, which is a project by Dubai Investment Properties, just launched their second phase, I believe, just a couple of weeks ago. And that too is built on the concept of super luxury breakwater villas. And these kind of properties, of course, have a higher price tag. But then you should be looking at a home key in the next 3 years if you buy something that's been launched now.
And just in terms of what that home looks like and where the investment's going, I think a lot of people would think that you get more square footage for your money in Ras Al Khaimah than you would in Dubai or Abu Dhabi or somewhere else, etc. Is that sort of driving villa purchases, or are we seeing significant purchases in apartments as well?
Interestingly, what we've noticed is that in Ras Al Khaimah, most of the interest is in the apartment community as of now. You would see about 83% of the transactions in the apartment segment, whereas the rest of them are in the villa segment. Again, there is shortage of villas as compared to apartments, so that could be one of the factors as to why more people are looking for apartments. But certainly, Ras Al Khaimah provides a good value for money. Price per square feet is a lot more competitive when you look at the similar developments in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai. For example, a villa in the Palmer Garden home has been listed 4-bed, listed for 28 million. Whereas if you look at one of the recent developments, 4-bed villa townhouse in Dana Bay, you can get it for roughly about 7 to 8 million. So that's a clear comparison for you.
All roads lead to Ras Al Khaimah at the moment. Bless you. Thanks so much indeed for that insight. Interesting thoughts there from Fibha Ahmed, Director of Sales, Dubai and Bayut. Thanks for joining us.
Dubai Eye 103.